somebody who's ridden and owned dozens of different bikes, what on earth are you doing riding around on something like this?
Well, this is the motorcyclist's motorcycle. There are more miles done on the humble Honda Cub than all the Honda Pan-Europeans, BMW, GS's, Triumph Adventurers. It's the archetypal motorcycle.
Well, that's good to hear, but you better tell me a few things about it. What sort of speed does it do?
Well, really it's comfortable between 30 and 40. It will run up to 50, but really anything up to about 40 is perfectly pleasurable, and that's quite enough to have a look around at the scenery.
Well, that's true. That's miles an hour, not kilometres.
That's miles an hour, yes.
Excellent. And how many gears does it have?
It has 3 gears with a semi-automatic clutch arrangement. When you put your foot on the gear lever, it disengages the clutch for you, so you don't need a clutch lever on the bike.
Excellent. And normal indicators, I see?
Yes, perfectly normal indicators operated from the right-hand handlebar here. Up for right and down for left. And they're nice, big, widely spaced indicators. Very good for driving around the town.
What about the brakes? What are they like?
The brakes are perfectly up to the performance of the bike. The only disadvantage in that you've got this leading link fork arrangement that tends to load up the front wheel, and if the road surface is in the least bit slippery, it has a tendency to lock up quite quickly on you. So you have to be a little bit careful with the front brake. But normally in dry conditions, it's perfectly acceptable. And the back brake, single lead and shoe drum, the same as the front, work perfectly adequate.
Good. And no electric start on this, no?
No electric start. They did do an electric start version, but you can virtually start this with your hand. If you leant over and pushed the kickstart lever down with your hand, it would just about start with the kickstart lever.
And a fairly sophisticated engine, even from way back, I hear.
Yes, it's an overhead camshaft engine. It's all on roller bearings. The cylinder head, it's a chain-driven overhead cam. The advantage that I've thought of is that maybe it's in the factory they could assemble the cylinder head all in one piece, ready to go on, just connect the chain up, no need to line up push rods or anything like that. Honda was very set against two-stroke engines. He thought they made a waspish noise, and he was very, very in favour of using a more quiet, sophisticated four-stroke engine.
Yes, because they virtually didn't make any two-stroke road bikes, as far as I'm aware.
Not until a little bit later on. They brought some out in the 80s to compete with Yamaha and Suzuki, but they were predominantly a four-stroke manufacturer.
Okay. Wheel removal, what's that like?
Well, it's very, very simple. If you put it on the centre stand, the bike's perfectly balanced front and rear, and all you need to do is to take the wheel spindle out of the front, pull the wheel spindle out, and there's enough clearance to drop the wheel out of the way, and then obviously the weight of the back will stop the bike collapsing forwards. Similarly, at the back, although it's got the fully enclosed chain, you do not need to disengage the chain or the brake or anything, because it's got a quickly detachable system where you remove a spacer, draw the wheel towards you, and then again there's enough room to drop the wheel out of the way without disturbing the chain or the brakes.
Oh, that's a good feature, really. And you can carry a bit of luggage on the back, I see, with your box. And all these bikes had the same sort of plastic leg shield assembly, did they?
Yeah, the very, very first ones, and I'm told it's the very first use of a moulded plastic in the automotive world. In effect, this cover for the engine cum leg shield was pressed out in the factory at a high production rate, very simple to fit. There's only 6 fittings and you can slip it on and off to maintain the vehicle very, very easily.